If you've made the decision to buy a property anytime this year, one of the first questions that's coming through your mind right now is, how much should I spend? And no, you don't just go right after what your mortgage broker tells you, because just because someone says, hey, you could spend up to $500,000 on a property, doesn't necessarily mean you should be spending that, should you? Hi, I'm Mike Cuevas, your real estate dude, and what we're gonna do on this video is how to calculate a purchase price that'll be suitable and affordable for you. You see, when you're buying a property, yes, you're buying a house, but what you're also signing up for is a monthly payment. And one of the most important components of that monthly payment is that A, you can afford it. One of the terms we like to use here at Your Real Estate Dude is that nobody likes to be house rich and cash poor, and that's why this is important. And before you start the home buying process, what you should always do is first start by analyzing your budget. So what we want to do is break down every cost associated with home ownership on a monthly basis so that you can reverse engineer and figure out how to determine a purchase price that'll be suitable for you. The very first cost you're going to see on a monthly basis is going to be the payment you make to your bank. This is going to be the payment for your mortgage, and what that is going to break down to is what your principal and interest payments are. Now, if you do sign up for a 30-year mortgage, which is what the vast majority of borrowers do, what doesn't change over time is the monthly payment that you've committed. So for example, if I signed up and I took out a loan for X amount of dollars and my monthly payment is $2,500 a month of principal and interest, that $2,500 a month is never going to change over the course of the loan. What's going to change is the amount that's allocated towards interest and the amount that's allocated towards principal. But that $2,500 mortgage isn't the only cost associated with home ownership. The next cost you're going to see associated with home ownership are going to be your property taxes. And any time that you put down less than 20% when you're buying a new property, you can expect to have to escrow your property taxes. What this means is that your lender or whoever is handling your loan, they're servicing your loan, is going to say, hey, if you have less than 20% equity, we're going to pay your property tax bill for you when it's due, but you need to pay your property tax bill on a monthly basis. So if your property tax bill was $6,000 a year, that would mean that $500 a month would be going towards your property tax. Now, this would be in addition to the mortgage. So in this example that I'm giving you, that would be roughly $2,500 for principal and interest, $500 for property taxes, makes it a $3,000 total monthly payment. But that is not the only cost yet. Now, in the event that you do put down less than 20%, chances are you're also going to have what's known as private mortgage insurance, which is known as PMI. Private mortgage insurance is an insurance charge that your lender will place on you or on your loan if you don't have 20% equity. The reason why they do this is to ensure in the event of buyer default that they don't lose their ass. So if you don't have 20% down, you're going to have another additional charge of PMI that'll be based upon the loan amount, and that can cost several $100s per month depending on the size of the loan. So in this particular example, let's just say I have PMI of $300. Now I have $2,500 principal and interest mortgage, $500 property tax bill, $300 PMI payment, makes a total monthly payment of $3,300. But that's not it. One of the things that you're going to see in your home buying journey is, do I live in a property that has a homeowners association or an HOA attached to it? Homeowners association are an underlying sort of governing body of the condo homeowner community, and what it is, it's a monthly charge that you would pay to upkeep common area shared maintenance. So let's just say you live in a complex that has a pool or a park or a landscaping or lights and all of these other things. The homeowners of that community run a budget to pay for these common costs, and that would be part of homeowners insurance, or a HOA deal would be. Now, HOA dues are not tax deductible as your primary ownership, so just something to take into consideration. But if you're buying a property with an HOA, you absolutely need to incorporate it in your budget. Some additional things that you're going to go ahead and want to budget is, if you're buying a single family house, you're going to have homeowners insurance. If you're in a market that's near a flood zone, you might have flood insurance, earthquake hazard insurance, for example. So based upon the market that you're purchasing in, you're going to want to make sure you understand what all of those variants and all those different things are. Now, the last thing that you want to take into consideration is going to be your utility expenses. Things like electric, internet, cable, gas. Those type of things are pretty standard. Most people do budget for them, but I always consider them part of the housing expense. So If you go through all the numbers that we just broke down, although my mortgage payment would be roughly $2,500, my total housing payment ended up being an additional $1,100, $1,200 when I take all expenses into account. The reason why this is important is because when you start with your monthly budget in mind, you can reverse engineer your property price so that you find a property that doesn't go over that number for you. And that is one of the most important things with homeownership. Buy a house you're comfortable living with that you can also enjoy. So this is exactly the breakdown of your total monthly payment. If you need more additional help in trying to find out areas in your market that are ideal for you to buy your next property, and you need to get some assistance, you don't need to hire a real estate agent, you need to hire a real estate dude. We would love to help you with that. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us somewhere around this video. Check out the rest of the videos we have on our site and our YouTube channel, and just reach out. I am Mike Cuevasi, your real estate dude. Thanks for watching this video.